What's going on, guys? Zunk here and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. This isn't quite a review, it's more so just my thoughts. I'm not really going to give a score because it's kind of hard to put this game to a score, and I will get further into that towards the end of the video. But yeah, so the gameplay you're going to be seeing is going to be just a bunch of side content from the Grasslands region. So first things first, I want to get into what I liked about the game. Now, what I liked about the game, first of all, was the story, which is what everyone's going to be really coming to this game for. The story, the characters, etc., which I thought was done really well. I thought the writing, especially, was really good. The character building and everything. I mean, this game has some of the best characters and just straight up dialogue scenes. Like, there will be just scenes of them just talking for like a decent little bit, and it's just really enjoyable. Everyone has their own little personality and everything. Everyone's just fun to just watch, and it's really emotional at times. It's really happy at times. There's a lot of anger, sadness. There's all the emotions here. As the generic saying goes, you're gonna laugh, you're gonna cry, but overall it's gonna be a great time. So yeah, the characters I thought were super well done. The story is really well done. My favorite characters were probably Red 13 and a character named Dio, I believe was his name. He's like this super buff dude. You'll know who I'm talking about whenever you see him if you play the game. But yeah, those are probably my two favorites. So yeah, characters and everything, super good. Story, super good. No complaints there, really. Okay, next I want to talk about the performance and graphics and technical stuff. So I think this game is an Unreal Engine 5, if I'm not wrong. So, of course, it has amazing graphics, beautiful visuals, as you can see. The gameplay you're seeing is in graphics mode, not performance mode, which I want to discuss why. So, graphics mode runs at a smooth 30, really nice. It looks great, amazing resolution, amazing textures, everything. Performance mode runs at a perfect 60 the entire time. It looks great. Like, this is one of the first games in forever that hasn't had like huge issues at launch. One of the first big games, at least, when it comes to like performance and everything and optimization. But the performance mode looks absolutely garbage. Everything looks like Play-Doh. It's super blurry. Textures aren't good at all. The resolution's like freaking 720p. It looks like it is just bad. I mean, I guess it is 1080p, but it looks nothing like 1080p. It literally looks like I have like water in my eyes or something and looking at the screen. Like, it's bad. So play on graphics mode if you do play. The animations are smooth enough for it to be a smooth experience. It doesn't really feel like 30 FPS after a little while. Like, you really do get used to it. I played through about a third of the game on performance, then switched to graphics, and after I switched, it was just a much better experience overall. And it really didn't affect that much. I mean, it's more of like a story-based game. Now, if you're playing on the higher difficulties, like hard mode, which you unlock after beating the game, then you're going to want to do performance because parry timing and dodging and stuff. But I mean, if you're playing on like normal and easy, it's not that bad. So just keep it with graphics is my recommendation. I think that's the way the game is best played and where it looks the best. So yeah, graphics mode is really good. Performance mode, not so much. But if you want that 60 FPS, you'll get it here if you don't mind some not great visuals. Okay, up next I want to dig into the side content and open world and everything. So I think the world is designed pretty well. It's just kind of not really empty. There's a lot to do, right? There's a ton of content. I mean, it's up to like 100, 120 if you're like struggling a little bit. I don't know. I think you could probably easily get 100, maybe stretch to 120 hours in one playthrough if you do all the side content and the story stuff. Just the story took me about 45. So without doing like, I did like 3 side things before that, like 3 or 4 side missions, like 1 in each region or so. Some of them I didn't even do any. So yeah, that's how long the story took me. And then at the side content I've heard can take you up to 100 hours. Like, it's a huge game. You really do get your $70 worth. But is the side content good? And overall, I think it is. I mean, there's a lot of like, go scan this. They have like Ubisoft towers pretty much, where you like go to the top of the tower, hit a button, and it like, or at the bottom of the tower, it's just wherever. It's not like super like annoying and tedious like Assassin's Creed, where you sit there and climb for like an hour just to get to the top and like sit there and have the camera pan around. It's just like you go up there, press a button, show stuff on the map, you're good. But it does have those. And then there's these fiend battles, which I liked quite a bit. They're just, you go fight things, which I'll get back to in a little bit. But yeah, there's those, and there is more scanning stuff. There's chocobo wrangling, which gives you the chocobo, which is a mount. In each region, you have to get like the chocobo, pretty much. Um, there is different ways of traversing. There's like a whole ocean region, which I mean, there's not that much to do in it. It's just kind of a way of getting around, like I think the entire map, without like going to different regions. I haven't tested that, but I'm pretty sure that's what it's for. So there's the ocean region, which you have like a little boat that you can use. There is a car for the desert, like a buggy thing. There is just like a combat simulator thing, which is just like kind of like those like little training things. Like if you played the Arkham games, like Arkham Origins, so it's that spot in the back cave, you could spawn in like holograms of enemies and fight them. Basically like that, but for this game. So yeah, there's tons of content, plenty of stuff to do. Most of it's fun. The side bosses and summons and stuff, those are all fun. The bosses in this game are really well designed. They are super fun. Pretty hard a lot of the times. One thing I didn't like is that there's not really checkpoints throughout the bosses, so you get like 3/4 of the way through. Some of them can take you like 20 or 30 minutes. I think the last one, the final boss, is like an hour or so, maybe more. And I didn't die during the final boss, so I don't know what happens if you do, but I know that during most of the bosses, if you die, you have to start the entire thing over again, like a Souls game pretty much, but with much longer bosses, which that was a bit iffy for me, but that's just kind of a skill issue on my part, because I'm not really that good at video games. But yeah, so all that's fun. Combat, super great. Love the combat. I loved all the characters pretty much. There were a few that I didn't like in terms of combat, like I guess Aerith combat is just kind of like boring, but I guess she's more of a support who heals everybody and stuff and just kind of like stays in the back. But and then Barrett, he was just kind of like shoot, overcharge, shoot some more, overcharge, like the first game. I didn't like him too much either in that one, but yeah. So, but overall, combat's fun. All the characters are pretty unique with their stuff, and it's just super fun to play. But yeah, combat, bosses, world design, everything, the amount of content, it's all pretty good here. You get your money's worth in terms of all the side stuff, main stuff, and just the sheer amount of content. Now the world design's kind of just like what you're seeing here. You just kind of like run around these open fields till you like find enemies and stuff. It's not super crazy, but it's good enough for what it is. I think it is the first open world, or no, it's not the first. Then I guess I can't really make an excuse for it, because Final Fantasy 16 was open world. It wasn't that good either for the world aspect. And 15 I never even finished because I hated it. So I don't know. World design is not really Square Enix's strong suit, but overall this one's probably the best one for the world because I had a lot of fun exploring most of the time. The side quests, once again, like the side content, there's like odd jobs you can do which are super fun, and well, not super fun, they're just fun. I don't know why I'm saying super fun for everything. I need to just start saying fun. Anyways, they are fun in their own right, and they are more story focused. Like, hey, it can be really weird. It's like, hey, I lost my dog, and then you go find him, and he's like on top of a mountain surrounded by like wolves, and then like the wolves turn into like a tree or something. It's really weird. That doesn't actually happen. That's just like kind of the way that they kind of play out a lot. It's just weird stuff happening that makes no sense, which is fun because it fits this game. So yeah, all that stuff, super good. Kind of just rambling on right now, so let's get on to the next topic. Okay, I think I've sung this game's praises quite enough. Time to get into the cons, which you may be thinking, there's cons after that 9 minutes of just glazing, pretty much? Yes, there are cons, unfortunately. My first con is Yuffie. She's one of the characters, and I don't know if it's just me, I might get a lot of hate for this, but she was the most annoying person I think I've ever had to, like, have in a video game. Like, every time she was on screen, I was just miserable. Because all she does is just scream about materia and just loud and annoying and obnoxious. She is just miserable to listen to and watch. She has like almost no depth. There's a little bit, but it's just pretty much like yelling about useless things. A lot of emotional moments she'll just ruin by coming in and being like, well, where's the materia, guys? And then she'll like jump all over the screen and stuff. Doesn't do that with all of them. There's still quite a few heavy hitting moments. Like one of them made me tear up with, well, I won't say who, I'm not going to get into spoilers. But yeah, so she just kind of sucked in my opinion. And there's a little bit towards the end of the game where it drags a bit. It's kind of like filler. It seems like there's like this whole like temple section that is just super long for no reason. It took me like I thought I was beating the game. Like I was playing at night and it was like 3 a.m. right, and I was like, I need to go to bed, but I think I'm getting like an hour or so left in the game. All right, I'm gonna go to bed and play it tomorrow. I got up at like 10 a.m. or whatever. I like did some stuff. Started playing at like 1 o'clock, 1 p.m. I didn't get off until 12 a.m. when I finally beat the game. There were still like 11 hours left in that game of just about like 8 hours of just weird filler that didn't make a lot of sense. That was the main part of the game that I didn't like, was that large chunk. It was still fun because the combat and everything, there were quite a few bosses and stuff. So it wasn't all filler. The bosses and I'd say about 4 hours of filler actually, because about half of it was actually good story stuff and just had like a bunch of fun moments and everything. Some bosses, some like goofy interactions with characters and everything. It was just great. But then the other stuff was just kind of like I said, there's this one part with the temple that you'll know what I'm talking about. It just got kind of miserable. So yeah, there was that. And then last but not least, let's talk about Sephiroth. I know you're maybe saying this is the con section. Sephiroth, it's a bit of a like 50-50 for me. I never played the original Final Fantasy VII, so I don't know if this is how it was in that. But like he just kind of wasn't in it a lot. I guess you could say like, okay, so minor spoilers. Actually kind of spoilers. Okay, here. I'm gonna just say Sephiroth I liked and didn't like. He wasn't in it a lot, but when he was in it, he was amazing. Okay, now spoiler warning. Okay, spoiler warning, everybody. Yes, yes, I know. Hold your screams and tomatoes. I know I said I wouldn't do spoilers, but I do have to say something about Sephiroth, so that is your warning. Spoiler warning. I'm gonna be quiet for 5 seconds. Let everyone leave or pause the video or whatever. This is gonna be the last thing in the video too. So actually, I'll get to it right after I say this. I'm not gonna do a score because I want to give it like a 10 out of 10 because the game's great, but I also have these issues, so I don't know. But overall, I love the game, and I hope you guys play it and enjoy it. I think you all should. It's definitely worth $70. Yeah, like, sub, share, you know the stuff. Okay, spoiler time. Gonna give you guys 5 seconds to leave. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, Sephiroth. There was a lot of stuff with Sephiroth in this game that I didn't like. Mainly the fact that he just kind of like shows up at random points, but it's not actually him. It's just like visions of him. Like I said, I never played the original, so I don't know if that's how it was in the like old games. But he just kind of like shows up and he's like, "Come for me, Cloud. I'm waiting." And then he just like Cloud's like, "Ah, ah," and he starts like freaking out and he like starts killing random people. Like sorry, my headset died. Anyways, what I was saying, so it's like he just kind of like Cloud just goes berserk, and there's like these like robe dudes. Like I said, spoilers. So if you're still here and I'm spoiling it, I'm sorry. I don't like doing spoilers like this, but there's like these robe dudes that like they just kind of like lead you to Sephiroth or whatever. They're like Mako poisoned, or they're like former soldiers and stuff who have like some poisoning along with Mako. It's weird, bizarre, like cellular degradation, all kinds of stuff. So like he just like appears as them, and they just these guys, these poor dudes, all throughout the game. There's one part where like 10 of them are just getting gunned down. They're just like standing there, and then like people just keep missing their shots when they're shooting a Cloud and just hitting these guys, and you just see like a bullet fly through them, blood splatters everywhere, and they just like fall over like, "Argh!" Like, I mean, it's not like they were living much of a life, but dang, just like don't catch a bunch of people in the crossfire. But yeah, like Cloud will go crazy, like Sephiroth, and just sort of like hitting them, and then they like, oh no, I just killed them and stuff. And then finally, when Sephiroth actually like does show up, it's in like the last like 2 hours of the game, when like he's actually there like a decent bit. Actually, more like the last 10 hours, I guess, because like he does like show up a bunch. But like when he's there for like a long scene, like from start to his boss fight, and he's like doing things, he just kind of like, he's not in it a lot, and then when he is, he's really good. But whenever he's just in it during those like little like flashback, I guess it's not really flashbacks, like visions. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm kind of getting lost in my rage because I really thought he'd be in this game a lot due to like the advertising. He's just every time he's like, "Come for me, Cloud. I'm waiting. And then like he gets like stabbed or whatever, and he's like, good, harness your rage. You just killed an innocent person. And it's like, whoa, okay, cool. Now where are you actually at? Like, come on, do something. And he never really does. So yeah. So yeah, anyways, that's my thoughts on the game. Pretty much all I really have to say. But yeah, if you guys did like the video, please do leave a like and subscribe and share with your friends. It helps me out a ton. Thank you guys for watching. Yeah, love you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one.